All right, back for the exciting conclusion. Sorry I had to leave so abruptly there. I needed to go do something. And we're back and picking up the game where we left off. Andy Ashby just hit a double to drive in Glenn Davis from second base. And the Astros have new life. It's 4-2 in this one in the bottom of the eighth inning. And it's going to be Craig Reynolds to the plate. Let's see if we have a better option off the bench. They don't have a strong bench, the Astros. So, I mean, I don't think they have a better a better option necessarily. Maybe Dickie Thon, but Dickie Thon is really the exact same player as Craig Reynolds. Not going to get a lot of difference there. In fact, Reynolds is a little bit faster and a little better base stealer. So, all right, let's and they're about the same as far as their range and their defense as well. So we're just going to stick with Reynolds, and he is facing Steve Crawford. Crawford trying to get the Red Sox out of the inning and into the ninth, and let's see what he can do. 2 down, runner at second base. It's going to be an out. That goes a ground ball to 10-6 is going to be a grounder to second base. Marty Barrett scoops it up over to Buckner for out number 3. And that is 1 inning, 1 run back for the Astros, as they are within striking distance now at 4-2. We're going to need to get a pinch hitter next inning for them. So just marking that as well. And we are going to go to the top of the ninth inning. We're going to stick with Dave Smith. He's gone his requisite 4, so we're going to push him into a second inning. This could be big trouble. Who knows? Let's get a pinch hitter. Bring in Tony Armas for the Red Sox to hit in the pitcher spot. So he'll be stepping in for Don Baylor, who pinch hit in the bottom of the inning, or the top of the 8th, and got that 4-run 8th inning really going. And let's see if Dave Smith can put out the fire here. This is Tony Armas, 264 hitter with 11 homers and 58 RBIs in the season. A 694 is going to be a walk, so no need for that second roll. We can use that second roll to see if he's going to steal 1-21, and he's not going anywhere. They don't need a run, so there's no need to pinch hit or anything. We do have a little bit more speed on the bench, but no need for that. Wade Boggs, 1 for 4, and he's going to be 1 for 5. This is a liner to 1-9. A liner to 1-9 is going to be to short left field. 874, that's going to be play made. So Boggs goes the opposite way, almost drops it in for a hit, but doesn't get it, as the left fielder Cruz comes in and makes a nice running catch. And that's going to keep the runner at first base. That goes into a 1-9 as a no-go zone, so no chance for advancement there. Marty Barrett to the plate. A 907 could be trouble. That's going to be a hit off of Smith. And 804 is even more trouble, as that is a double, as Marty Barrett laces one down the right field line. And coming around to third base is going to be Armas. What kind of speed does he have? Not much speed. 290, 1-290. Let's see if he has to be sent. Let's check our outfield plays chart. So 3-8. 3-8, that's actually down the left field line. The left fielder gets to it, and that's a no-go zone. So that's going to be a liner down the left field line. Barrett stands in at second base with the play in front of him. Armas stops at third. It's going to be second and third with only 1 out. And let's go ahead and play the infield in again and try to cut that run down at third. It's going to be an out for Smith. A 756 is going to be a grounder. And let's see here. With our infield in chart. 865 with Runners at second and third. So second and third and one out. That's going to be here. So we have it second and third, one out. And 865 is going to be here. Runner on third is safe at home on the fielder's choice. So we got to figure out who the fielder is. Runner on second advances, batter safe at first. So everybody's safe. Let's see where the ball went. The ball goes to 1-2. So that's going to be to the catcher. So maybe the catcher couldn't make the play there. So it's going to be an infield single. Actually, it's going to be a fielder's choice, right? So tried to, let's say, one unassisted. He tried unsuccessfully to try to grab the ball, jump around, tag the runner at home, but couldn't do it. So it's going to be a fielder's choice, and he's going to be home on the fielder's choice. So kind of a weird play. Runner at second goes to third. The batter is safe at first, and he tried to make the tag at home and couldn't make the tag on the runner as he came by him as he makes the play. And kind of a weird play, but this is how it works. So just not to confuse everybody, that was for Bill Buckner, by the way. Not to confuse everybody, the ball was hit to second base down the line. I mean, to the catcher down the line. Catcher makes the play out here, tries to swipe tag the runner going home. The runner was off on contact, couldn't make the swipe tag, couldn't make the throw to first, could make the throw to third. So batter safe at first, runner goes to third, and the runner is safe at home. There's only about a 10% chance of that happening, so it's just kind of a freakish play. But one of the freakish plays that's available on the infield in chart if you want to add a little bit more color to the game and some more crazy plays. All right, so that's going to be another run, 5-3 or 5-2 now. Boston's lead. Runners at first and third. Still going to keep that infield in, just trying to cut down the runner. We can, and the pitch is going to be an out from Smith. That's going to be a fly ball. That'll go to 10-10. And that's to left field. The left fielder makes the play. And so that's going to be out number 2. The runner at third has to go. This is in a go zone. So the runner at third has to go. It's Barrett, who actually has pretty good speed. So we'll see how this goes. He's a 1-500. He's safe. So 50-50 chance that he's going to be safe at home. And he's in there as the throw comes in from left field from Cruz. But he can't gun him down, and so that's going to be yet another run on the sac fly. So we'll just add an S there, and that'll be a sac fly to left. So Jim Rice gets it done, gets it just far enough for Barrett to score from left. And going to bring up Dewey Evans with a runner at first. Runner at first was holding. 7:49, and this inning just keeps getting worse for Dave Smith. It is now 6-2, and runners at first and second with 2 outs. Rich Gedman to the plate. Gedman has a tendency to be the knockout man here. 7:19 is another walk, and I don't think we can keep going with Smith. So we're going to take Smith out of the game. I was hoping that he could just make it through the game. All right. So who do we got here? Let's bring in I'm really shy to bring in Larry Anderson, so let's go with Frank DePino. Right-handed reliever. So Smith goes 1 2/3. And he's going to give up 1, 2, 3 hits, 3 runs. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. No, 2 runs. 2 runs. They're only at 6, right? So I'm seeing this and it's messing me up. 3 walks. Not acceptable. And no Ks. Not good. You know, his ERA is 2.73, so just not getting good innings out of their relievers. So it's a little bit frustrating for the Astros in this one. 6-2 is our score. 2 outs, runners at every base. No need to play the infield in. Frank DiPino is the new pitcher. 648 is going to be a strikeout, so that's a good thing for him. And 459 is just outside, so he gets Dave Henderson looking. Henderson with another tough outing here. He's at the 3rd out, not the last. Okay, so that's 2 runs in for Boston in the 9th, and they've scored all 6 of their runs in the last 2 innings. And this is going to be, I never flipped Henderson, but didn't change anything because it came right off the pitcher for the strikeout. So that's going to end the night. DiPino comes in for 1. Well, I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch because it could just be that we get the out. I'm not going to stick with Crawford. I'm going to bring in a new pitcher. Let's bring in Sambito. He pitches in games. And if he gets into any trouble whatsoever, he's coming out of the game for Stanley. All right. Sambito comes in here. New pitcher. He's a lefty. He'll be facing off against the pinch hitter for the pitcher spot. It'll probably be Dickie Thon. Get a right-hander coming off the bench. It will be Thon. Let's just go ahead and do that. Bring in Thon. Pinch hitter in the 9th. And he's here. And for Crawford, Crawford goes 1 inning. Gives up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 K. So for all the trouble that he got into, he gave up 1 run. I'm sorry. 1 run. For all the trouble he got into, he only gave up 1 run. And Sambito is going to try to close out game 2. The Red Sox are up 6-2. Bottom of the 9th inning. This was the position they were in game 1. Almost exactly the position they were in game 1. And let's see how it turns out this time. So Sambito, 44 2/3 innings, 4.84 ERA, 30 Ks in 44 innings. And let's see how it turns out for him. Not so good. 972 is going to be a wild pitch, so thankfully that doesn't cost him anything. And it's going to be what is that? A ground ball. And this grounder goes to 3-1, which is going to be a little dribbler up the first baseline. Billy Buckner makes the play as he flips over to the pitcher who's running to first. And that's going to be out number 1. Sambito, 2 outs away from closing this one out. This is going to be a 1-11, and I am playing a rare plays, and we get a rare play here. So let's see what kind of craziness ensues on this rare play. All right. So we get a 3 of a kind on an out from the pitcher card. And this is going to trigger our rare play. So let's put that out there. And we got our rare plays here. And we're going to be using the outs. So we have a lot of outs. So all of these are front and back. And I have about 100 or so rare plays. You can see some of them happen on a strikeout, some a home run, and then most of them happen for the outs. So let's see what happens with our roll. Our roll is a 680. And so let's find 680 here. All right, here we go. So 680 is here. Pop up to short left field. The left fielder and the shortstop collide. Shortstop makes the catch. The left fielder is injured for the rest of the game. All runners hold. So it's a little pop up to short left. They both come out, and the left fielder and the shortstop collide. The left fielder is going to be injured. That's going to be Jim Rice out in left field, as he's got to come out for the rest of the game. The shortstop makes a play, so that's going to be a P6 on the pop up to left. So we'll say P6 on the out. That's the second out of the inning, but we do lose Jim Rice for the remainder of the game. That could be much more difficult if it happened earlier in the game, but Jim Rice not really doing much in this game, so maybe not too much of a loss for game 2 at least. He's not going to be out long term. He's just shaken up. He's got to be taken out of the game. So we're going to remove him from the lineup, and we're going to insert who? Who do we have? We got Steve Psycho Lyons. And I don't think he was a psycho until he was later on in his career. Maybe not. So we got Steve Lyons. Looks like he's going to be our replacement. So we'll put Lyons into the lineup in front of Evans. He would not be due up for a while if he got into the game, but we're going to be using him in left field. And that happens in the 9th. All right, so Steve Lyons inserted into game. Hopefully Jim Rice is fine, and they take him out of the game. We expect him just to be back for game number 3. And that was cool. That was cool to be able to use the rare play like that. I like that. 2 outs now. 2 outs, that's a terrible 2. And it's going to be Hatcher to the plate. That was Bill Doran who popped out to the shortstop. Shortstop Spike Owen made a great play in left field, even though he and Rice collided. And he makes the out for out number 2. It's going to be Billy Hatcher down to their last out, the Astros are, against Joe Sambito, a 583. 583 is going to be ended with a flare, and he gets Billy Hatcher swinging for out number 3, and that's going to be your ball game. As Boston evens the series, they come back, or actually they go up 2-0 as they take this one 6-2, which is what the final score of the first game should have been, but this is what it winds up being. And I'm going to total everything up, but Boston takes a lead of 2-0 as they take both games in Houston at the Astrodome away from the Houston Astros. So let me go and do the totals, and we'll come back with those. All right, and we are back with the totals. Boston wins this one 6-2 on 10 hits and 1 error. For Houston, it's 2 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Play of the game is going to be Billy Buckner, 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. He had 2 singles and a big 3-run triple that happened here in the 8th inning, which turned out to be the game-winning triple. And brought in all 3 runs, runners that were on base, so a bases-loaded triple and a clutch hit for Bill Buckner. Also, RBIs from Jim Rice before he had to go out, and Darrell Evans had an RBI as well. So did Wade Boggs, had an RBI single in that 8th inning as well. So our first star goes to Bill Buckner. Second star goes to Roger Clemens. 7 innings, 5 hits, only 1 run, no earned runs. The 1 run that came in here was on an error by Dwight Evans. There was bases loaded. Oh, I'm sorry. It was runners at what was it? No, bases were loaded, and there was an error on the right fielder. So the only run that Clemens gave up was unearned. 3 walks and 6 Ks. So not a ton of Ks, but a good, efficient, quality start from him. And the third star goes to Mike Scott in the loss. Neither Clemens nor Scott figured in the decision, but both got us all of these zeros along the way. And 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. So arguably the better performance comes from Scott, but his team lost, so I'm not going to give him the second star there. Got a hit by pitch here from Andy Ashby. Ashby 1 for 3 with the lone RBI. Again, this run came in because of an error. There was no RBI on the play. Bill Doran 1 for 4. 2 for 4 for Jose Cruz, who hasn't done a whole lot in these playoffs, so it's good to see him get his bat going. Not a lot else for Boston. Spike Owen with a couple of hits and a run scored, and Marty Barrett with a hit and a couple of runs scored. Yeah, Boston 2-0. They are excited in Boston, but don't count those Astros out because they were down 2-1 to the Mets and came back and won 3 in a row. So don't count the Astros out, as the next game will be Game 3. We head to Boston to Fenway Park, and they are going to host Game 3. The pitching matchup will be Joakim Boyd and Bob Nepper. That's going to be our number 2s going against each other, and we'll see how that one turns out in this one. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section below. I'm excited about how this World Series is starting. Lots of action going on in this one. Lots of strategic decisions to make. We had a rare play at the end of the game in this one, which turned out to be an injury to Jim Rice, which was not cool that he got injured, but cool that we get to see the rare play. We had some kind of funky plays out here. We had some good decisions that we had to make on the base paths. And this is quick pitch baseball. So if you're looking for something that's not quite super slow, not quite super fast, but something in between that gives you a lot of strategy and a lot of interesting decisions, especially base running and defense, then this is the game for you. I'm going to leave a link in the description that you can click to get the game today. You can get this 1986 season. You get all the teams and all the pitchers. You know, it's more than 700 players that you're going to get. So not every single person who played, but pretty close. And there's also some freebies that you can download. Some of them are charts. Some of them are, which these charts here that I've been using, the rare plays and the base running and all of these charts are actually inside the game guide. So they're at the end of the game guide. You don't have to actually download them if you don't want to, but you can go there and download them for free. Feel free to use those charts for any other games that you have. This rare play chart, all you have to do is roll 3 D10 dice, and you'll get a number that you can use with this chart, and you could use that for any other game that you want to. It's just totally free for you to have. There's also a set of team and manager cards. So if you wanted to manage sort of along with or the way that the teams would have managed when you're doing a replay, then that has manager tendencies on the card. It has logos, so you can use them to sort of as a team cover if you want to print out your cards and kind of use them as a team cover to separate them, which would be cool to do that. It's got some ballparks with the ballpark effects. You know, is it a batter ballpark or a pitcher friendly ballpark? And you can see those things on there as well. It's got a cool little diagram of each stadium. And I think that those team and manager cards are a pretty cool little resource. They're specific to 1986, but I'm thinking about just making those available so that everyone can just sort of create their own if they wanted to. And it's just a spreadsheet that I've created that you could just input whatever. Yeah, I think that's it. The URL is quickpitchgame.com, quickpitchgame.com. And you can go there today and download that game. All right, I think that's it for here. I appreciate you sticking around for both videos, and hopefully got an exciting game coming at you for Game 3 as well. And that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.